Hey there guys, I hope you're well. It's Ian here, aka the Mank, at tmbnotes Birmingham. Well, it's review day, and what have we got for you today? Well, we've got this. The NANOSTIX semi-disposable device and the mixed cartridges to go with it. So, as you've just seen guys, this is the NANOSTIX semi-disposable device. This is claiming to have a 300 milliamp battery. It comes in 8 different colours. It's a 12 watt output, MTL style draw, and it's draw activated. But we'll get into that more once we have a look at it. Now, the pods themselves, they are 2mm TPD compliant. There is a range of 18 different flavours, but this is the mixed pack version, and I'll show you exactly what's in this when we go down low. These are stating that they are 17mg as well, and you get 4 in a packet. You can have a look at all of the colours and the flavours as always on the website, but I will leave a link down below. But let's get into it. Let's go down low, let's open these up, and we'll show you exactly what these bad boys look like. So here it is guys, the NANOSTIX semi-disposable from the offset. It actually looks quite nice. It's pretty plain branding, but don't know what to expect from that. It's got some nice branding on the side. It doesn't really say anything on the back at all information wise. I had to search for the information on this elsewhere. Now the pods themselves you'll get in a pack like this. Like I said, this is the mixed edition pod, and you'll probably see a familiar sight there. Fantasy grape, fantasy mango, you have got a guava and a lychee. So these will be definitely interesting to try. But let's open this up. Let's see what this actually looks like. And then we'll go from there. Don't you just hate plastic wrapping? Because it never comes off the way that it's supposed to do. Go. That's that out of the way. So what do we get on the inside of the box since there's no other information? So, oh, there we go. So we've got a really nice branded package here with a welcome thank you, which is on there, which is all in gold. I kind of like the look of that. There's a couple of manuals, not that anybody will probably end up reading it, but you might want to read this anyway for the charging capabilities of this device. Then you've got the device itself. I mean, I actually quite like the look of this. It's very slim, it's very sleek. You've got your air vent down at the side. It kind of does remind me a little bit of a, I don't want to say the brand, but a Juul. Yeah, and then you've got your USB Type-C port that's down here at the bottom. Looks pretty funky, to be fair. Made out of plastic, or is it made out of metal? Not too sure. But that's that anyway. What else do we get on the inside of this box? We have got the standard USB cable, and it's not a little fiddly one, it's quite a larger one, so that's an absolute plus. Do we get anything else in the box? No, that is it. So that's technically what that looks like. Now, let's get into these pods. And I always have trouble with these, hence why I have to have a knife, even though it's got a tab on it. But we'll try and get into this as quickly as possible without mucking it up. So, the pods themselves, get rid of all plastic. We'll dispose of that properly later. How do we get into these? Right, just as simple like this. So, there you go. So, there's the back of it. And these are what your pods look like. Now, obviously, they look quite tall, don't they, really? All encased on the inside. It didn't actually give me a coil ohmage on there. It just told me that there was a 12 watt of output, I think it was. So I'm just guessing it's probably like a 1.2 or a 1.4 or 1.6, somewhere around that make. But enough of my waffling anyway. Now you see what it looks like. Now we've opened it. Let's take it up to the top. And let's try some of these flavours, and I'll tell you exactly what I think of the NANOSTIX semi-disposable. Let's go! So now we've got this little pocket rocket opened, time to give it a flavour test. So which one are we going to start off with? We'll start off with the Grape Fantasy. Now I want to see if this light actually comes on. Oh, it's actually got like a haptic feedback, so it gives you like a buzzing sound. So anybody that likes fiddling around with their devices and knowing the pod's on is going to spend ages doing this because it vibrates. I think that's actually quite clever, and it lets you know that your pod's already on there. But straight away, opening this up, I've got sweet sort of grape. Let's see if it's like the old school or Grape Fantasy that had the ice in it as well, as I can remember. Shut up waffling, let's give it a try. Let's go. So, on the inhale, on my first draw, it's like a subtle grape. I don't think this is absolutely packing my mouth full of flavour that I was expecting it to do. But then again, I'm assuming it's probably anywhere between a 1.2 and a 1.6 on coil, so you're not going to get anything massively chunky in your mouth. Now, that grape is quite nice, to be fair. It's surrounding my mouth quite well, which I do like. I like a good chewable flavour, and you do get a slight little inhale of Coolada or ice, which is not too overpowering. On the Fantasy Grape, what am I going to give you? Well, I'm probably going to give you about 6 on that one, even though I'm a massive grape lover, but I am picky. The draw on this, it is a good MTL draw. I'm not going to say it's the greatest for me. I like it a little bit tighter, but it's not far off at all. That is not bad. The airflow on this is pretty solid, so it is delivering that flavour. The nicotine is tickling the back of my throat, possibly because it's a new pod, but you can let that go a little bit. But yeah, you're probably going to get a 6 for me for the grape. It's not bad actually. I think that's more of an all-day grape, if you want to call it that. That's something that you could quite happily keep going back to. So not bad. We'll go with the next one, which is the Mango Fantasy. Now I love that. I'm not a firm believer of mangoes, and I'm not a massive fan. But when I smell it, it smells creamy, coconutty mango, which is what I'm getting from the smell. But the taste, let's go. Yep. As expected, it's like a Malaysian ripe mango, which is what I'm not a massive fan on. A lot of people that have probably tried the old brands of Nasty Juice will probably know their Kushman. It's got that similar sort of mango on the inside, and I'm not a massive fan. Excuse me. The nicotine, as you can probably just tell, tickled the back of my throat slightly there, but that's probably because I was inhaling too much mango. If you like your sort of Malaysian-y style mangoes like that, I think that's one for you. I'm not going to rate that one because I think it'd be unfair, as I'm not a massive mango lover, but I needed to try it anyway, because you know, you've got to try everything at least once in your life. So which one are we going on to next? We'll hit up with the Guava. I just love playing with the haptic feedback, it's fantastic. So we'll go with the Guava next, and let's see what we got. Yeah, we've got a nice sweet creamy smell coming off of that. Definitely Guava. Let's give it a try. And that was all I was needing to taste that. That Guava is spectacular. It's not too overly sweet. I think these are more of like an all-day vape sort of thing that's not too overly sweetened, which is great because we've been seeing a lot of disposables recently and semi-disposables that have very over-sweetened juices in them. This is one for the people that don't like it too sweet. I think it's kind of just on point of where it needs to be. Like I say, that nicotine again is coming through. It feels a little bit harsher than normal on the back of my throat, but it's not too unpleasing. that guava, you get a 7 out of 10 from me. And now on to the lychee. So the lychee, which is the last one, take your rubber bungs off, dispose of them in the bin, play with your haptic feedback. Woo, I like that. Let's give it a sniff. Yep. Just straight up lychee. Literally straight up lychee. Oh. That is amazing. I am quite a lychee fan myself personally. This one, these flavours are kind of more subtle, a little bit drier, I would say, in the mouth than a normal vape that gets you all like gushing in the cheeks. This one has a slight cold inhale, but the lychee just sits there quite nicely on the top of it and it complements it beautifully, so it's not too overpowering. I think I'm kind of getting used to this nicotine now because I've had a fair few hits on these bad boys. But all in all, 6 out of 10 for me on that one. Design wise on the NANOSTIX, I think this is fantastic. Now, it's going to be debatable how long this lasts you for because it is only a 300 milliamp battery, so not the biggest. But as I can gather with the draw and the deliverance that's on there, it probably is going to last you about 3/4 of the day. But it is USB Type-C, so I can't see this taking long to charge at all. I'd probably say about half an hour to 40 minutes. So that's not too bad to wait unless you get 2 of them. But yeah, so design wise, what do I actually think? I think it's small, it's sleek, it feels good in the hand, if you want to say that. That haptic feedback is pretty dang good. I do like that, knowing that you've got your pod on there, or if there's an issue with the light. So yeah, you're getting a solid 7 out of 10 for me for that. I think it's not a bad device at all. As for the pods, like I said previously, they are more of like an all-day vape, and you've had the scores from them anyway. I think the mouthpiece on the top is fitting to what it is. I kind of like the draw, the whole feel of the device just in general. I think the flavours could probably be a little bit sweeter, but these are, like I say, for these people that don't like their vapes overly sweetened. So you're still going to get all of the great flavour, but you're not just going to get that overly sickly sweet juice in your mouth. So yeah, it's not a bad device. Would I recommend this? I mean, I'd give people different options, and I'd probably say it'd be within one of them options. So you're getting a solid 7 out of 10 for me overall. I think your packaging is quite well. Your flavours are saying what they're supposed to be. So yeah, I quite like it. But that's enough waffling for me today, guys. That is my review. If you want to go and check out these NANOSTIX and their pods, like I say, I will leave links in the description, or you can head over to www.tmbnotes.co.uk. But from me, Ian, aka the Mank, TMB Notes Birmingham, as always, stay safe and peace.